Guess what? I love you. Yes, I love you. Do you love you? Do you love you? I see you. I see you. I hear you. I feel your pain. I know what it is to be tired. Mentally tired, emotionally tired, spiritually tired, physically tired, financially tired. Can't take it no more, can you? It's exhausting, this whole thing. And it doesn't have to be. Because all of those feelings of tired are just that. They're feelings. And any time that we feel something, that gives us an opportunity to feel something else. You can choose to feel love, or you can choose to feel hate. You can choose to be fearful, or you can choose to be confident, to be bold, to be courageous. You can choose to do the same thing over and over and over again every weekend, every week, turning on the tube, cheering for multimillionaires, wishing your life was a little different, a little better, and maybe even a lot different. It's up to you. You get to choose that too. Do you want your life to change a little bit? Tiny, eeny, weeny bit? Or do you want to have a whole different life? You get to choose that. You get to choose if you want to be someone that is accepting and forgiving, or if you're someone that holds on to bitterness and anger and frustration and a spirit of not forgiving others. But guess what? Part of loving ourselves is forgiving ourselves. When was the last time that you took a minute to sit there and figure out a few things that you could forgive yourself for? Some mistakes you've made. Some times that you came up short. Some times that you didn't follow through. I'll tell you a short story. When I started, after my rock bottom moment, I knew I had to get my shit together, right? I had to get sober. I started asking for help. And another piece of the puzzle was I didn't want to start a business up again having the 08-09 economic collapse. I was running a business and I didn't want to restart a business. And one of the missing pieces of my life was having a college degree. A lot of people right away write that off, and I used to be that guy. Fuck college degree, I don't need that piece of paper, until I needed the piece of paper. And what I realized was I needed to go back to school, and I was so grateful that I found the time and space post rock bottom, post starting up therapy and getting sober. I went back to college and I started at the community college level. One of the first classes I took was this I think it was a small group communications class. And there was this little old lady in there, man. She was like 80 years old and she was really hard of hearing. And here we are in a communications class. And this poor gal, I was sitting next to her on a regular basis and she would always be having to re-ask, can you repeat that? And oh man, you could tell the youth, the younger people in the class would get really annoyed, right? They chose to be annoyed by her. And I was kind of blown away. I was like, man, look at this lady. What a model, right? 80s, still with the heart to learn. What about you? Have you given up on learning? And I'm talking about following through. And the reason why is because this woman impacted me in a way that lives with me to this day. She had her birthday during the class, and I've always been a pretty thoughtful, kind, loving person, right? And so I baked cupcakes for the whole class in honor of her birthday, because I really, me and her had kind of had a fun friendship. And I think God had brought us together, and she was so blown away by it that one day she asked me, she was telling me part of her story, and she was saying, hey, write something down. I know how to decipher handwriting, almost like getting a psychic reading, but through handwriting. And I said, okay. And so I wrote my name down, and my name is Greg, or Gregory. And the way that I've always used to write my little G's was like a hook, where you do the circle and then just the hook. And so I wrote my name, Greg, with the hook, and she says, and she looks at the paper, she's like, oh, you are so close. You are so close. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, she's like, can I have the pen? And I said, yeah. And she gets the pen, and again, the G is like a hook. She goes right there where I stopped it, and she follows it through. Like, so she did a follow through up into to the right. And she's like, if you would just follow through, you would be unstoppable. Nothing could get in your way. Nothing would stop you from accomplishing your goals and dreams. Your words, everything that you can imagine will come into fruition, but you just need that little tiny extra follow through. And it was a beautiful story. And so to this day, if you ever see me in my handwriting, all my G's, I follow through. It told me that was a really significant lesson, I almost felt like this lady was angelic. It was a really interesting encounter during a really interesting time of my life. And maybe right now, if you're hearing this message, maybe this is a really difficult time of your life, and this message is finding you. My channel is finding you. The Results Kill Excuses channel has shown up in your feed. I'm telling you that the time is now for you to make a choice, to start following through with some of your commitments to yourself, some of your unfulfilled desires and dreams and goals and ambitions in life, to reimagine the possibilities. If you go all in on you, if you literally just set aside time for you to focus on you, set aside the distractions, set aside all the burdens, and shift your mindset. Do you have any idea what you are capable of doing? What you are capable of accomplishing if you give yourself permission and have that stick-to-itness? Because it's the weirdest thing. If you set out on this journey of self-discovery, self-mastery, self-improvement, becoming a better version of yourself, and letting go of the things that are distracting you and holding you back from accomplishing that very thing, you're gonna be challenged. There's an internal version of yourself, that critic, that's not gonna just say, go ahead, go in peace, have fun. It's not gonna do it. You're gonna get punched in places that hurt. Spiritually, I'm talking about energetically. You are going to be met with oppositional energy, with resistance. We can call it resistance. It's resistance. And resistance isn't judgmental. It isn't picking on you. It is a part of this process. And it takes you wanting to break through it, to face it, to face your fears, to face the doubt, to face the guilt, to face the shame and release it and see what's on the other side of it. And it's in that moment that sometimes we need someone else to hold us accountable, to get us to a point where we've built up enough momentum and time. It takes time to build momentum. It takes time to truly shift your habits, your behaviors, your patterns, your thinking. And I'm so grateful that every single day along this journey, I chose to continue improving, even if it was just a little bit each and every day, because now I can look back and it's all been worth it. It's all been worth it when I hear this message connecting with you and saying, this is what I needed to hear. This is what's keeping me going. This is what's getting me going. And that's what's different. It's not just about getting rich. It's not just about manifesting new cars and new houses. And those things are great. But at the end of the day, it's about loving yourself. It's about healing, right? It's about giving yourself permission to heal, to grow, and then to shine. And you have the power in you. Do you want to choose it? Choosing this path takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength. It takes endurance. But I can tell you that there's never the right time to do it. It just has to be your time. You have to be ready to choose and say, you know what? Whatever comes my way, man, whatever challenges, I don't care how big, I don't care how scary, I am going to be hard to kill, and I am going to get through this process. I am going to start stacking daily wins, the results. And I'm going to kill my excuses. I'm all in. It's your choice. I can't choose for you. I can't carry you on my back. I can encourage you. I can inspire change in you. But at the end of the day, ultimately, you are responsible for what you do with this day. You are responsible for the choices you make. Are you going to choose to be positive, even in a bad situation, or you get to choose if you're going to be negative because of a difficult, challenging situation? And if you there are times when we get triggered, and this other side of us still comes out. There's still residual, and it can leave us feeling a little deflated. But at the end of the day, it's just opportunity and feedback for you to continue refining who you are, growing, evolving, and being able to reflect and say, I choose to release that. I choose to release that. I choose love. I choose growth. I choose positivity. And I choose to show up for myself no matter how I feel. I might feel tired, but I'm gonna go to the gym. I might feel a unhealthy craving, but I'm gonna eat healthy. It's your choice. I might feel lonely, but I'm gonna say no to porn. I'm gonna say no to that toxic relationship. I'm gonna keep working on me, discovering more and more and more of me. If this message is resonating, continue liking, subscribing, sharing the message, but I have something even greater than that for you. Right now, if you type in these 3 magic words, results, kill, excuses, into your app store, there is 25 free, right now free. It's for a limited time on the launch of the app. 25 free self-discovery lessons that were literally me condensing key moments and lessons along my 12-year journey to share with you, to help you come up with the fun way to start doing some self-reflection And it's all packed in there, right? There's worksheets, there's videos, there's audios, there's walkthrough videos, step by step, for you to be able to choose growth, choose improvement, choose to become the best version of yourself, and then give that person back. But it takes work. You can choose to sit there idle and watch the tube, or you can choose there to start playing offense and investing in yourself, your self-development, your self-improvement. And I would love for you to start at the Results Kill Excuses Academy. Beyond that, I have limited space for one-on-one coaching sessions. It's a 3 to 6 month commitment, but I get nothing. There's no greater feeling for me to be able to see someone heal and grow with me cheering them on, with me guiding them and holding them accountable. So maybe that's for you too. If not, just keep tuning in here. I hope you get something from this message. I hope that you continue choosing you and choosing to be the true and authentic version of you today and every day forward. Choose love. Choose to share love, but make sure you're sharing it with yourself first. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it won't be worth it. Greg's out.